gonna rip it harder, I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal, vicious, and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one to stop me. The conqueror, no, I'm Alexander, he's no Alexander. There's no one to command me. Yeah. He didn't knock out, never knocked out a real man. Come on.
The ultimate, taking on the baddest man on the planet.
You're fat, Jake. I saw him with his shirt off the other day. He's fat. Did you start training already?
Jesus, so embarrassing. You know, I think in Mike Tyson's contract, there's a clause that says that he can't knock Jake Paul out. And I think the fact that they had to put that in the contract, I think that says a lot. You know what I mean? Because I bet in Jake Paul's contract...
He's not gonna win. Nigga, he couldn't even knock out Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz is 40 pounds. How he gonna knock me out? He didn't knock out Tommy Fury. What's the other guy? Anderson Silva. He didn't knock those little guys. How he gonna knock me out?
I don't want to live in a fucking world where Jake Paul knocked out Mike Tyson with this little bit. Every day, bro, with the Disney Channel flow. Managed to knock out one of the greatest fighters of all time. I'm not living in that world.
In the world of boxing, face-offs are often as much about psychological warfare as they are about physical preparation. When Jake Paul, a social media influencer turned professional boxer, stepped up to intimidate Mike Tyson, a figure legendary for his ferocity in the ring, it seemed less a genuine contest of wills and more a theatrical spectacle designed to drum up interest in their upcoming match. Jake Paul's attempt to intimidate Tyson during their face-off can be seen as a strategic move, albeit one that might strike observers as peculiar given the mismatch in their boxing pedigrees. Paul, known for his antics and ability to stir controversy, appears to be leveraging the only tool he might effectively use against a seasoned veteran like Tyson, the media narrative.
I have a weird personality. I don't think it's weird though. Whatever I'm afraid to do, I do it. Anything I'm afraid of, I confront it. And that's my personality.
By positioning himself as bold enough to square off against such a formidable opponent, Paul crafts an image of bravery and recklessness that appeals to his young fan base. However, to those familiar with Tyson's career, this act of bravado from Paul might seem almost laughable.
It's wild the amount of people that think Mike actually stands a chance against me.
Tyson, after all, isn't just any opponent, he's a former heavyweight champion whose knockouts were so swift and brutal.
My style is impetuous, my defense is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious. I want your heart, I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
That they often left the boxing world in awe.
I was gonna rip it harder, I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one to stop me. The conqueror, no, I'm Alexander, he's no Alexander. There's no one that can match me.
His aura isn't just built on physical power, but on an almost mythological presence in the sport of presence that can hardly be rattled by a newcomer like Paul.
You know, 60 not what 60 was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
60 is very young now.
Further adding to the spectacle, there's speculation about a clause in Tyson's contract allegedly restricting him from knocking out Paul. While the validity of this claim is uncertain, its mere existence in public discourse adds a layer of intrigue and perhaps incredulity to the event. If true, this clause might suggest an admission that the fight is skewed heavily in Tyson's favor, so much so that constraints are needed to level the playing field or at least to ensure the fight lasts more than a few seconds.
I wonder if they have that in Jake Paul's contract. I mean, Mike Tyson's happy, bro. He's gonna get paid so much fucking money out of this. This is gonna be great. He's not even gonna have to do anything. I think everybody wants to see Mike Tyson knock Jake Paul the fuck out. Mike is only allowed to use his thumbs.
This rumored clause could be interpreted as undermining the authenticity of the fight as a competitive sport. Instead, it frames the event as a performance, where the outcome is less about who wins and more about how the fight entertains and captures audience attention. For Tyson, this might not pose a significant concern. At this stage in his career, his legacy is secure, and his participation in such matches is likely driven by financial rather than athletic motives. Indeed, the financial aspect of this fight is significant, especially for Tyson. The lucrative nature of such high-profile matches is well documented, and Tyson's participation guarantees him a substantial payday. This financial incentive is crucial in understanding why Tyson, despite the seemingly unserious nature of the challenge posed by Paul, would agree to participate. It's an easy win financially, and it keeps him relevant in a sport that has evolved significantly since his prime. For the audience, the appeal of the fight might lie in its novelty and the sheer curiosity factor. Fans of Tyson get to see if he still has the moves and the power that once made him a terror in the ring. Meanwhile, followers of Paul are eager to see if their idol can hold his own against such a legendary figure. This intersection of different fan demographics ensures the fight's marketability and broad appeal. public sentiment around the fight seems heavily skewed in favor of seeing Tyson deliver a vintage performance. There is a palpable desire among boxing enthusiasts and casual observers alike to witness a glimpse of the old Tyson, the relentless, unstoppable force of nature that once dominated the heavyweight division. This nostalgia is potent and perhaps indicative of a collective yearning for a time when boxing heroes were larger-than-life figures who captured the public's imagination with their prowess and personal stories. However, beyond nostalgia, there is also a recognition of the somewhat absurd nature of the matchup. While the fight serves entertainment purposes, it also raises questions about the direction of professional boxing. Are celebrity matches overshadowing traditional skill-based contests? What does the future hold for a sport when social media stars can step into the ring with seasoned professionals?
But if that Mike Tyson from Marvis Frazier fought Jake Paul's dead. He's dead. He's not going to make it. So you have to say,
Hey, I hope y'all keep that same energy when I knock this old man the fuck out.
I don't know if he's in his prime. He's fat. He should be lean and mean. He's fat and funky.
And you're apprehensive. And once you're apprehensive, it's over with.
Please promise me you're going to kick this guy's ass and shut him up, please.
boy, he's going to regret that. And all the old guys are like pulling for him, like, come on, Mike, come on. One more. You got one more in you.
Hey, I'll do just that for you. Even coming off the best, I still think he wins. Coming off.
It's hard to say because you never bet against a 27-year-old fighting a 58-year-old.
So many people, even the Saudi chief, got on social media and said, Mike, forget the script. Beat this guy. What do you say? Tell these people who keep saying that this fight is scripted.
Right. You can't be Yoda. That's his own.
I don't see Jake doing much against Mike.
I worked my ass off.
Mike now weighs 230 pounds, and he's got these muscles in his forearms. So he's sitting there, and he's a different human. He's so intense that I was like, if this table was closer to him, I would be nervous. Like, I wouldn't be able to do my best job as a podcaster. I literally, that's the reason why this table is this width. And the fact that he's willing to fight Tyson, even if Tyson's 57, just the fact that he's willing to actually take a chance at Mike Tyson not being able to do what he used to do. Because that's what he's doing. There's not a fucking chance in hell that Jake Paul would survive against the Mike Tyson that beat Marvis Frazier. You ever watch that fight?
Yeah.
That's my favorite Mike Tyson fight. He's 230 pounds, and he's got these muscles in his forearms. So he's sitting there, and he's a different human. He's so intense that I was like, if this table was closer to him, I would be nervous. Like, I wouldn't be able to do my best job.
As the fight approaches, the spectacle of Jake Paul trying to intimidate Mike Tyson will continue to capture, serving as both a promotional tool and a topic of debate among boxing fans and critics. While it's unlikely that Paul's attempts at intimidation will have any real impact on Tyson, they succeed in stirring the pot and generating buzz of currency as valuable as any in today's media-driven sports landscape. In the end, whether the fight is remembered as a curious footnote in boxing history or a turning point in how the sport is consumed and celebrated will depend largely on the aftermath and the narratives that emerge from it. But one thing is certain, the spectacle of it all is undeniable, and in the world of entertainment, that's often all that matters.